My name is Steve Carrigan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Gallagher Blue Dorn, and we're going to take a few minutes to share some of our excitement about our upcoming season. And in particular, we want to talk about some of the iconic performers that have changed the genre that they perform in. The first one off the bat is Emmylou Harris. Now, Emmylou Harris is one of the first women of country music. You can think of Crystal Gayle and not a lot of other people that have that much influence. And so when there were very few women in the country music business, she came out. She came from a bluegrass tradition, she came from a country tradition and a roots tradition. And it's interesting to see, first off, so many songs, so many hits, because she's had such a rich career. She's still a brilliant musician, still coming out with new stuff. But if you talk to particularly women in country, almost every single one of them list her as a seminal influence. They will tell you that they are there because of the music that Emmylou Harris performed for them. And that kind of iconic impact means that we've got to have that experience. This is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of bucket list experience to see Emmylou Harris. And I love that kind of show. Even if it's not to my taste, I love seeing the expertise and feeling the history. Emmylou Harris is someone who changed the world, and I think that's pretty cool. Do you know Emmylou at all, Blake?
I do know Emmylou. I know the name, but coming up on this series, I did a lot of research. What's really interesting me, I like folk music somewhat, and that's really where she started out. She wasn't in the country music scene and things, and at the time that she was performing, it was kind of folk wasn't going anywhere, and so there was a kind of a producer or performer that encouraged her to make the transition, and she made it and didn't look back.
Yeah, there's a traditional piece to her work. I almost call it roots because it's beyond country. There's a little bit of gospel in her music sometimes.
Yeah.
She's really sort of bridges genres, and I think that's what makes her as great as she is.
Well, I'm excited. I'll be there.
Oh, cool. The other group you're very familiar with. This one I don't have to worry about because this is a group that I've been singing songs from in staff meetings really for about the last 5 years. And I won't do that here. But this is a group that sang for me, some of the iconic songs of our generation. Sometimes they're sad songs. Some of them come across as very frankly emotional. And I love the vocal purity. I love the deep voices. I love the blend of the two voices. And I think, the Righteous Brothers, for me, whether you've lost that loving feeling or not, Blake, it's just a great experience. And again, songs that we know every single word, songs we feel, songs that touch your heart. It's a great once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, it takes you to a different place. When I hear the Righteous Brothers, of course, we're all familiar with it, but if I was to be true and had the perfect Righteous Brothers moment, I would be driving in a white TR6 in Southern California, probably to get on my sailboat in the 60s or something like that.
No,
that's where I'd want to be.
Well, and I'm old enough that sometimes some of those sadder songs were about me, clearly, in my relationships.
Yeah.
But I love the Righteous Brothers. The last group is a very different flavor, and it's actually someone who's going to be performing in our summer series this year, and it's Daniel O'Donnell. Daniel O'Donnell is officially one of the ambassadors of Ireland. He's been singing Irish music and putting together shows. He's had multiple runs in Branson, multiple public radio and public television specials. He is the voice of Ireland to a large extent. And one of the things that I love about him is, as well as singing and telling stories and joking around, which he's great at, he's a great entertainer, he also has collected performers as he's gone along and built a band and built other singers that really give it, it's almost a full vacation in Ireland to spend a night with Daniel O'Donnell. Now, you've been listening to Daniel O'Donnell ever since we booked him.
I have.
Because you are not Arget Singer is not an Irish name.
It is not. It's far more German than that. But what I like to say is that Daniel O'Donnell is bigger than U2.
Yeah.
He has had an unbroken 29-year span of having charted an album every year since 1988, which is more than U2. It's more than Michael Jackson. It's just unprecedented.
Yeah, no, he's quite remarkable. And for me, when I see him in performance, it always, as well as having the great music, he always brings me back to the entertainer. Mm-hmm. He's just fun to be with. He's one of those people that makes every single audience member feel like they're looking at them, and that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So how do you get tickets to Daniel O'Donnell?
Daniel O'Donnell tickets are on sale now at gbpac.com. You can also come by our box office at any Unitex box office location at the Gallagher Bluedorn or McLeod Center. Or, of course, you can call our telephone lines at 273-7469.
The other two shows, people have to wait a little bit maybe to order tickets for.
Yeah, those two shows go on sale to the public on June 8th, but you can order tickets earlier.
So Emmylou Harris and Righteous Brothers on June 8th.
Yes.
I think we could also have them join Friends.
Yes. Being a Friends member has its perks. You can, one of the many perks is that you get to order tickets earlier than the public. So for some of these iconic shows that will likely sell out, you get your first pick of where your seats are going to be so you can be up close and get the experience that you want. So if you go to gbpac.com/friends, you can find all kinds of information about what other benefits and levels there are and the on-sale dates, and join right then and there.
Well, and my favorite perk of being a Friends member is knowing that you give money to the Gallagher Bluedorn that we turn around and use to bring children to the Performing Arts Center for the first time, that we turn around and use to underwrite literally every single person's tickets. And I think that kind of philanthropic giving, as well as the perks and early ticket ordering, makes Friends a good investment.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to wrap it up now. We are awfully glad you took a few minutes to listen to us and share our excitement about these iconic performers. We hope we'll see you at the show.